Okay, so during this lesson we're going to look at samples. So I've opened up a new application, and now I'm going to go into the event editor, and I've added a start of frame condition, and then we're going to look at these samples. We have this sound icon here, and then we have all these sound options below. During this lesson we're going to look at the samples. So we have lots of controls for samples. As you can see, we can, if we choose play a sample, then we can, from a file, we can browse, and then if you insert your disk 2 of Multimedia Fusion, then you can go to the samples folder, and then there's a lot of samples for you to choose from. You can get your own samples off the internet or make your own if you want to. Their samples are .wav files, .ogg files, .aif files, .aiff files, .mod files, .it files, .s3m files, and .xm files. So I'm just going to go into this science fiction section, and then we can just choose one that we like. We can choose any. I'm just going to choose Spaceman here, and we can play it from this window. Sounds like. Then we're going to choose that one, and so I'll press open, and now I can see it's going to play sample Spaceman at the start of our frame. If we go to application, I'm going to delete this right now, and now I'm going to choose play and loop sample. So now I can choose Spaceman again. We already have it in our application because we added it before, so it's showing it here. So I'm going to press OK, and now we get this box. We can choose how many times we want it to loop. If we want it to loop an infinite number of times, then we can put in 0 into this box, or we can put anything else up to 100,000. So I'm just gonna put 0. Okay, and now we'll run our application. And once it finishes, and it should keep playing it a number of times. I'm gonna delete this again. And now we can see these other options. We can play sample on a specific channel. We can, if a specific channel, so that we can play multiple things at a time. We can choose 1 through 32 different channels, I believe. And so let's try this. I'm just going to choose this Spaceman again. Press OK, and now we get this box. We can choose any number between 1 and 32 to play this channel on, and then we could play a different sound at the same time on a different channel. I'm just going to cancel this for now. And then we can do play and loop sample on the specific channel, and that's the same thing. We can pause our sample. I'm going to add a sample back in, play and loop sample. I'm going to add this back in and put in 0. Okay, so now we have this looping. Then I'm going to choose new condition, and then the timer every, sorry, I'm going to cancel that. I didn't mean to choose every. New condition, timer, and then the timer is equal to a certain value. So after 5 seconds, there we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is we can pause our sample. We can pause all sounds. We can resume sample. We can Well, I'm going to pause it for right now. Okay. And then we can choose which sample it is that we want to pause, and okay. And now I'm going to add a new condition that says timer equal to 8 seconds. And then I'm going to choose samples, and then we can resume sample. Spaceman. Okay, so now what it's going to do is start a frame. It's going to start playing Spaceman when the timer equals 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds, it will pause the sample. Then after 8 seconds, it will resume it again from where it was paused. So let's run our application. And then it paused it. Now 3 seconds later, it starts playing again. This window now. And now we can look at some of our other options for samples. We can stop a specific sample. We can stop a channel. We can stop any sample playing. We can set our volume for a certain sample, for overall volume, or for a certain channel. We can set the position of the sample, and we can set the frequency, and we can lock and unlock channels. That's going to be all for samples.